Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 118 of our trek, and for the past 2 days we explored the reasons we make excuses, which is primarily fear, and then we discovered the types of excuses that we make. Today we will learn how we can eliminate these excuses forever. Please make sure that you listen to all 3 episodes on excuses to understand the full story. And as a reminder, in celebration of our 100th day of Wisdom Trek, please check out wisdom-trek.com and sign up for our free Wisdom Trek t-shirt drawing, which will take place on October 5th. We'll be giving away 7 Wisdom Trek t-shirts. We are recording our podcast today from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Our big news for today is that our 6th grandchild, Evelyn Grace, was born at 12:53 a.m. Friday morning. She is the daughter of our middle son Barnabas and his wife Leisha. All 3 of them are doing very well. We are so thankful and blessed. We now have 3 grandsons and 3 granddaughters. Granny and Grams hope to be able to visit Grace within the next few days after she and Leisha have a time of rest. We did drive up to Marietta today and will be here for about 10 days with several planned activities. First one is Hazel's first birthday is Saturday. And then our nephew Caleb Chamberlain is getting married on October 3rd in Lancaster, Ohio. So we'll be able to attend his wedding also. In addition to that, I will be continuing on our renovations. It is slow, but life is a marathon, and the Big House will probably be around a lot longer than I will, so there really is no rush. Perseverance and consistency is always the trail to long-lasting success. One way to ensure success in our daily trek is to make sure that we eliminate excuses, because excuses will stifle your results and make you much less effective. So it is time to head out on our trail today and look for the trail markers, which will teach us how to eliminate excuses forever. The markers are not hidden, but you do need to follow their instructions if you want to successfully navigate the trail of no more excuses. As we study these trail markers, it is important to understand that our excuses lead to stagnation and a life of regrets. Moreover, success in any field of endeavor requires a period of discomfort where we must venture into unfamiliar territories, never knowing what to expect. So let's get started. Trail marker number 1, avoid making comparisons. Making comparisons between yourself and others will often make you feel disheartened if you are unable to live up to people's standards of achievements. Instead, only compare yourself to your best self. No other comparisons are necessary. If through your highest efforts you surpass your personal best, then that's good enough, at least until your next attempt. Trail marker number 2, avoid dwelling on the past. The moment we begin dwelling on our past or our failures is the moment we begin experiencing the emotion of regret. Immediately, we look to point a finger at someone or something else in order to justify our failures, instead of taking responsibility for our decisions and actions. As a result, we begin to rationalize and making excuses for our failed attempts. If you begin today by focusing on the present moment rather than on the past, then it will help you to throw all your excuses out the door. Yes, by all means, we do need to learn from our mistakes and failures, but do not use them as a platform for your encyclopedia of excuses. Or as the Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the church at Philippi in chapter 3, verses 13 and 14, "No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God through Christ Jesus is calling us." Let's move on to trail marker number 3. Begin by asking questions. The moment you catch yourself making excuses, immediately ask yourself the following set of questions. How badly do I really want this? Why don't I have what I want? And the third question, what excuses are getting in my way? These questions will essentially help you to identify the gap between your current and your desired realities. This likewise will help you to get a better understanding of the circumstances that are holding you back from getting what you want most out of life. The moment you identify the excuses, examine what you are lacking, question the validity of your excuses, and take immediate action to fill these areas with everything required to keep moving you forward towards your goals and objectives. And then ask yourself, is this the genuine reason, or is it simply an excuse? If this is an excuse, then what am I currently lacking? What do I need specifically that will help me move beyond this excuse? What's the next step I need to take right now that will move me closer to my goals? And trail marker number 4, focus on solutions and opportunities. When making excuses, we often focus on problems, regrets, and on the things that just didn't work. Therefore, to eradicate excuses from our lives, we must instead begin focusing on solutions, opportunities, and on the things that did work. It's a simple shift, but if we keep this principle at the forefront of our minds when making excuses, it will immediately transform our perspective of the situation at hand. Trail marker number 5. Often the excuses we make are the result of a lack of perspective. We simply don't have or know about the bigger picture. It is like looking through a keyhole. You never see the entire room, only a small section of the room. Say, for instance, you look through a keyhole and saw paper scattered all over a table. It would be easy to assume that the entire room was an absolute mess. However, we don't have the full picture, do we? The rest of the room could be clean and spotless. However, our lack of perspective is preventing us from seeing the bigger picture. Seek alternate perspectives by asking other people for their opinions, comments, and feedback. Get an understanding of how they see the situation before you commit to making your excuses. Trail marker number 6. Accept full responsibilities for failures and mistakes. Excuses are often made because we simply don't want to take responsibility for our shortcomings. When we do take full responsibility for all of our failures and mistakes, we begin to gain confidence in ourselves and our own abilities. Moreover, we begin to feel empowered because life is no longer built on luck or good fortune, but rather on our abilities to successfully adapt to the changing conditions that life throws our way. Trail marker number 7. Learn from past experiences. Instead of making excuses, commit to learning from past experiences in order to better yourself for the future. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What has this experience taught me about myself, life, and others? How can I use this experience to do better in the future? And what action can I take right now that would help me to step in this direction? Trail marker number 8. Focus on your strengths. When making excuses, we often focus on how inadequate and incapable we are. This limits our focus and brings to light all of our weaknesses. To counter this, we should focus instead on our strengths and how we can use them to make the best of every situation. And our final one, trail marker number 9, cultivate 4 critical qualities. Finally, to overcome your excuses, always cultivate patience, optimism, confidence, and persistence. And if you must make excuses, then at least keep them private. Nobody likes to be around people who can't take responsibilities for their decisions and actions. Sometimes we get so absorbed in making excuses about things that we forget to focus on making the best of every situation, no matter what the outcome. And now that we've studied the 9 trail markers that taught us how to eliminate excuses from our lives, join us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. We've covered a lot of ground over these last 3 days with many details. I would suggest visiting wisdom-trek.com to review the journals there. Starting tomorrow, we will mix into some of our daily treks with a detailed commentary on what is referred to the ultimate book of wisdom, which is the book of Proverbs. Well, that'll finish our podcast for today. Remember to listen to your daily dose of wisdom on wisdom-trek.com, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, or YouTube. And please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends so that they can come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. I would appreciate it if you would leave notes or comments on any of the daily episodes. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most important of all, your friend, as I serve you through this daily Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.